Hello and welcome everyone to the hands-on Atlas presentation, where we will talk about the new tool from Atlassian, Atlassian Atlas. First of all, today's agenda, I will introduce Venature, tell you what we do, and then a little bit something about me. After that, I will quickly explain what Atlas is and why it was created by Atlassian. Then we will see how Atlas is structured and why it is structured the way it is, and then we'll go into a live demo of a demo system. But first of all, about Venature, we were founded in 2016, and after a couple of years, we got more than 150 employees and more than 500 customers, and we are internationally located in Germany, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates. And we are a Platinum Atlassian partner. About me, I'm Boris Stojkovic. I'm a consultant at Venature and I'm 25 years old. But enough about us. Let's talk about Atlas. So what it is Atlassian Atlas? Atlassian calls it the first teamwork directory, and it's a new cloud product made by Atlassian to asynchronous communication for teams. It was basically built to get rid of status update meetings, which I think we all know, where you just sit there, wait until it's your turn to present all the work that your team has done in the last couple of weeks, and nobody actually really listens in these meetings. And Atlas tries to reach that by giving you the option to post status updates in a Twitter similar style, because these updates are also limited to 280 characters. For that, you have to communicate as effectively as possible and keep yourself short. In the end, it's made to answer three main questions in every company: who does what and why. And just a quick note right here, it's still in beta. So now it is still free for unlimited users, but once it leaves the beta phase, there will be paying plans. So to reach answering the three main questions, Atlas has four main features: teams, projects, goals, and the help directory. And teams are the heart of Atlas, because without the teams, there wouldn't be any projects and any goals. And everything revolves around them increasing their communication skills and their effectiveness. So they have their own space where you can give kudos and see what project they are currently working on. But we will get to that in a second. These teams work together in projects, which is the place where the status updates get posted to keep each other informed, and where the actual work happens. So, of course, over the time, it can happen that you maybe forget to post a status update because you've just been busy with a lot of work. But don't worry, you get notified via email or via Microsoft Teams or Slack. So moving to the goals. The goals are company-wide and project work towards goals. They also can have sub-goals which should be reached before the parent goal is reached, but they don't block each other. So the goals are like more for the bigger picture, while the project are the everyday work, which is why for projects we get reminded every week to post a status update, and for goals, you get reminded once a month. So if the status updates and all the other information that's in Atlas doesn't answer all your questions, there is still the help directory where you can post questions and ask your teammates or basically everyone else in the company. Yeah, but that's about it. Let us jump into the system. So yes, this one here. All right, I hope you can see now the homepage of Atlassian Atlas. This right here is the feed where you see all the status updates from projects that you are following. Right here at the top, you see that these are all the updates from this week, and you see an overview of how many projects that we are following are either on track, at risk, or off track, or even those that are awaiting an update and completed. On the right side, you see projects where you are contributing to, and right beneath it, all the new projects that have been created recently, right above the recently completed project. So what is a project? Let us go to the project overview. You can see right at the top, you have a search bar with filter options where you can filter by tag. We will get to tags later, with status and goal and so on. Of course, we can also search in archived project if you want, right here at the top right. And what's interesting is that, for example, for the status, you can choose on track, and then it will show you all the projects that are on track right now. But you can change that to the is not operator. So it will just show you everything that has to be improved or that has to be started. But let us remove the filter and change the view right here, because you can't just view at your project as a list, but also as a timeline, where you can see if it has a final end date, it will show it right here. But if you, for example, say, okay, I don't know, this project is maybe going into January 23, it will just fade right out. So let us look at a project now. So first of all, as we used from Atlassian, is the project name on the left top with the ID, and the status and the due date on the right. Right next to that, you can follow or unfollow a project, share it, and here in the submenu, archive it. You see how many followers it has and who's following it. Below that, you see who's the owner. That in most cases, the project lead. Then the contributing teams, which you can see in this case are our Atlassian consultants and the marketing team. Then what goals this project contributes to. And the color right here in the logo indicates which status the goal has right now. So a green logo means that it's on track. A yellow logo means that it's at risk right now. Under that, you see the project that this one is related to. Either it's depending on it or it is just a related project. You can post a link where the work is tracked, and you can post general links that are helpful for the team and that have to be present all the time so that you don't have to search for them. So while scrolling down in this view, you already saw that we have here an overview over the project history, where we can see if the project was going on track all the time, or if it had phases where it was off track or at risk. Beneath that, you can post your newest update. And in there, you see it is limited to 280 characters. You can, of course, add images, emojis, links, and more details if you really have to. But as I said, the goal of Atlas is to keep it as short and as precise as possible. So you should really try to keep within these 280 characters. Whenever you post a status update, you also have to either update the due date or keep it as it is, as well with the status. So if you scroll down, you see all the latest posts. Beautiful picture right here. And that's the timeline of project. Now you see here we have different tabs, and probably the most important one for the whole company is the About section of Atlas, because right here Atlas is answering the questions: what are we doing, why are we doing it, and what will success look like. So once you start editing it, you have all the editing tools that we already know from Confluence, including a few small macros. Beneath that, you can add comments and ask questions. For example, I could ask keyword right now, is this size, oops. All right, and post. So keyword could now reply to that and so on, just like in Jira or in Confluence. But now let us move from projects to goals. With goals, you have the same searching and filter options that you also have with projects, and you also have the overview, but just in a list. Now, if we look at our new website goal, we see again the UI is the same. So on the top left, you have the title. On the right, you have the status and the due date. You can follow it, unfollow it, share it, and archive it in the submenu. You see the owner of the goal. So that's again either the team lead or a manager, for example. You can see if this goal has parents or sub goals, and you can see all the teams that are currently working on it. So now in these updates, you see that you can also post smart links, which will get shown as cards, for example, and then redirect you to Jira. Now, the same goes the other way around. So if you're in Jira and post a link from Atlas, you can even embed it, and then you can always have the newest update right in the Jira ticket, so that you can stay connected wherever you are. This is possible with projects, and this is also possible with goals, as we see here. Switching back, of course, goals also have a About section where you can describe why the goal is important, why we need it. And now let's look at another feature of Atlas. If we open this link to Confluence, we see we want to take, for example, inspiration from this social intranet site that we built in our German branch for our new website. And while we are looking at it, we want to search for something in Atlas. But thanks for the connection, we don't have to leave Confluence actually, but we can just switch here in the tabs to Atlas and search for our new website design and open the project like so. So if we now switch to the parent goal, our new company branding, we see that it's at risk, but we also have in this about section a roadmap also embedded through a smart link from Jira, where you can change the view, filter it, and, for example, choose if you want to show done items or not. So you may have noticed that I didn't talk about teams yet, even though the teams are the ones who are working in project and goals. So let's do that now. Of course, you can search for people and teams, just like in other Atlassian products. And if we go to our work management team, we can see all the team activity that the work management team did. We see a small description for everyone in the company, so everyone knows what we are doing. Of course, you see the members. This section is from the help directory, which we will come to in a moment. Right down here, you see the kudos that the team either received or gave. I think the work management team just received some. And beneath that are links that are helpful for the team or anyone else in the company. So as I mentioned, these are these this here, sorry, are articles from the help directory. So let us move to that. As we can see, it is still empty. So let us just ask a question. We enter a title, for example, what color should the header in our website have? Then you can ask your question in more details. For example, I can't decide between green and blue. Please help me. And then you can tag either a whole team or you can tag a single person, for example, myself. Here you can again add images, emojis, and links, and which is again important, a tag. So let us just add the tag new website. Now we can post this question and we can see it in a feed-like style, like we know it from the projects and goals, where we can vote on the question so that we know that it's important for the company, react to it, and then if you post it, edit and delete it. And now the help directory looks like this. We see our latest questions. We can filter it to or sort it to show the most voted at top. And then we have the unanswered questions where everyone can answer. Right. Of course, you can search for it in the search bar above it. And as you may have noticed, there's also a section that's called help links. So help links are links from different teams. As you can see, HR and work management were active in here, where you can just post links either to like a service desk where you can request help from that team. For example, here, if you need some internal procurement, or just helpful links in general, either to some knowledge or to other platforms that the company is using. If you want to add a help link, you can also choose between a request and a knowledge article, so that Atlas knows where it redirecting you. So back to the home feed. As you can see, the status updates that you saw in the beginning are now gone because our time frame is changed from this week to last week, which is the standard setup for Atlas, because project leads are supposed to post the status updates every Friday evening. So every Monday when you come to the office, you can just open Atlas, see what's new, and start your week with all the newest information that you may need. And so that's why it's the standard view. You can of course switch the time frame, and then we have our status updates from the beginning again. Now, to the left side of the home screen, you can, of course, switch from project updates to goal updates. Again, the updates from last month are the standard setup. But if we switch the time frame again, we can see all the updates that were posted. Now, the same goes for questions, where you can filter or sort by questions just for you. So where someone mentioned you, all questions, or just the unanswered one. Our question is now in every filter here, but imagine there were more. Under your work, you can see all your work from all Atlassian products, and you have a switch to other products as well. And in the explore section, now we finally come to the tags. You can see all the tags that were implemented into Atlas, and you can either follow or unfollow them, just like in any other social network. So if you follow a tag, you always see the latest updates from goals and projects where this tag has been used. So on the right side, you can again unfollow it, see how many followers it has, so how popular it is, how many active projects there are under this tag, and how many contributors. The projects that are active under this tag, and the goals that contribute under this tag. Also, you have a small timeline which you can expand a bit, but if there were more projects with this tag, there would of course be more information. And now you can see how many people are contributing to the different projects and goals under this tag. So let me switch again. Let me just see to the presentation. All right. So summed up, the advantages of Atlas are most importantly a transparent communication throughout the whole company. So everyone can always see exactly when and why a project was started, and always keep up with everything that may happen inside of this project. For that, you have the status updates, which saves time and your nerve, to be honest, and keeps everyone and everything on track. And if you ever forget why you are doing all of this, the goals help you keeping everything in mind, and the help directory helps you to find whatever you need if you ever get stuck. So since we are a consultancy, we of course offer a Atlas implementation project with a small demonstration a kickoff workshop, an initial configuration, a training, and afterwards you will get all the documentation. And usually it would cost 1,399 euros. But since this is my first presentation in the community, and we want to thank you for the opportunity to be here, there is a special offer for 499 euros right now. And if you want more information, either on the offer or about Atlas in general, you can follow the link or just scan the QR code. So that's about it. I thank you for being here. I thank you for the opportunity, and thanks for everyone watching on YouTube. I'm glad that I was able to present you Atlas and tell you a little bit more about it.